Here we are at one of my favorite retro game stores, the Game Shack in Dunlap, Tennessee. And in today's video, I've asked 10 different YouTubers to give me 10 different essential game recommendations for a variety of consoles that are $30 or less. And I'm gonna explore this awesome game store and try to find as many of those games as I can and buy them.
Mr. RetroWolf, it is the Arkansas Picker right here, and I'm trying to think of a video game that you just gotta have in your collection.
Hey guys, it's Gamer Aimer here. So there is one video game that you must have in your entire game collection. That would have to be Split Second on the Xbox 360.
Now this isn't extremely retro. We're going Xbox 360.
This is a fantastic racing game made by Disney, and don't let that fool you because this is such a blast.
Fallout 3. If you will see behind me, I am a huge Fallout fan. It changed my life. It's a great RPG.
It's kind of like Mario Kart, but for adults. So this is a game that I highly recommend.
All right, now Fallout 3 is a pretty common game, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. So let's see if we can find a copy of that. But I'm also going to be looking out for Split Second at the same time. So let's just see what we can find here. All right, we got a couple of different copies of Fallout 3 here. We got the Platinum Hits version for $8.99, and that is complete. And then we've got the regular version, but that looks like printed off artwork. So I think I'm going to go with the Platinum version for $8.99 complete. That seems like a pretty good deal there. So we got Fallout 3. Arkansas Picker on the Xbox 360. So now let's see if we can find Split Second. Now Split Second is a pretty good racing game that a lot of people seem to love. I've never actually played it. I know Andy from Pac-Man Case absolutely loves that game, and Brandy was telling me that she loves it. Look at that. There it is. Split Second on the Xbox 360, $9.99, and it is complete.
Hey, what's up everybody? Marcello here from GameCube Galaxy, and Matt asked me what is one Wii essential title that should be in every Wii owner's library that also doesn't break the bank. For me, that title goes to Excite Truck.
Listen, if you're doing a scavenger hunt challenge, then there's something I want you to pick up for me.
I don't know if I ever told you, under $30 you can find a lot of amazing good gem games on the original Xbox. And a good example is this one. Psych Ops is from Midway. Amazing, gory, awesome game. You kill a lot of bad guys. You use mind powers, like you feel like a freaking Jedi. So go check it out.
Excite Truck is a spiritual successor to the Excite Bike series that started on the NES and was a launch title with the Wii.
Everybody talks about Gunstar and Contra. Everyone sleeps on Ranger X. This game, so good and not impossible to find, so let's see what you got. Good luck, buddy.
It's a fantastic arcade style racing game where you can deform the terrain. It's really fast paced, and honestly it's just really hard to put down.
Okay, next up, let's go ahead and hop on over to the Wii. We only got one Wii recommendation in this video, and it is from Marcello over at GameCube Galaxy. Now Marcello's recommendation was Excite Truck on the Nintendo Wii. And that is actually a really good game. So let's see if we can find Excite Truck on the Nintendo Wii. Okay, I'm not seeing Excite Truck on the Wii. However, what I'm going to do is at the end, once I've gone and tried to find every game on the list, I'm gonna ask the owner of the store, Randy, and see if maybe he has any of these games squirreled away somewhere. He usually has some extra inventory, so maybe he has them. So our next recommendation comes from Gabbo from the Pixel Game Squad, but he also has his own YouTube channel that you guys should check out, and his recommendation is PsyOps on the Xbox. Now PsyOps, I'm very well familiar with PsyOps. I've played it a little bit, but I never did beat it, and it's an awesome game where you can use psychic abilities. It's like a third-person action game. It's really good, so let's see if we can find PsyOps. Okay, no luck on PsyOps, at least right here. So we'll have to ask Randy about that one here in just a minute. But let's head on over to the Sega Genesis because we got a couple of Sega Genesis recommendations.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Jared from Retro Gaming Pandemic.
What's up, gangsters? Pac-Man Case here in the middle of nowhere to tell you my pick for one of the most essential games that I think you should have in your library. Now, mine cheats a little bit because you can get it on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo.
Are you looking to add an essential Sega Genesis game to your collection that's under $30? I recommend buying Comic Zone.
And that would be Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim was a fun platformer, silly game where Earthworm is literally in this muscle suit and he's taking out all sorts of fun creatures while he's traversing these wild levels.
An amazing, unique beat 'em up, highly recommended.
Okay, so no luck in this Genesis section for Ranger X, Earthworm Jim, or Comic Zone. However, we still have the glass case to look at, and we're gonna go ahead and head over to the glass case because we have one Game Boy Advance game recommendation, and that's from Eric from Retro Gaming Pandemic.
What's up, guys? It's Eric here from Retro Gaming Pandemic, and I'm here today with a Game Boy Advance essential from one of my favorite JRPG series, and that's Final Fantasy, specifically Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Now, this game is a little bit different than what you're used to with like your Final Fantasy 7s being turn-based. This game is actually tactical RPG, but I'm telling you, it is worth it for any fan of Final Fantasy, and it's one that you don't hear a lot about, so definitely check it out.
We could please, can we take a look at, oh, we got some more Genesis games here. Oh, okay, here's all the good stuff. And look at that. There's Earthworm Jim on the Sega Genesis for 26 bucks. All right, so we got a metric crap ton of Game Boy Advance games to dig through. But I'm not seeing it. So sorry, Eric. Looks like we're not gonna find your game today, brother. But that was a good pick. I used to love that game when I was younger.
To take care of some things. And I just fell.
Let me showcase a game that never left the PS2 in Onimusha 2, the best game in the series.
Alright guys, since Scott's off having a bad beard day, I get to pick. And what I'm going with is something survival horror and on the PS4, and that's gotta be Evil Within 2.
The combat, the writing, the characters, and the boss battles are all excellent in this game.
It's a $10 game all day long, and it's got some great open world aspects to it, super cool monsters, so many areas to explore, and just, it's a great game.
Grab your samurai sword and kill some zombie demons with Onimusha 2.
This is a good example of why if you go into a retro game store, you should always ask the owner if you're looking for a particular game, even if you don't see it on the shelves, because Randy just went back there and dug out a really nice looking loose copy of Onimusha 2 on the PS2. All right, there's the Evil Within. We got 3 copies of the Evil Within, but I'm not seeing Evil Within 2. I guess Evil Within 2 is a little harder to find than the first game. So yeah, Devin just made a good point. Evil Within 2 is also on the Xbox One. Now, even though Jen recommended it on the PS4, I don't feel like it's cheating to look for it on another console because it's the same game, right? So we're gonna check the Xbox One too. Evil Within 2 on the Xbox One, and it's only $9. I feel like that might be cheaper than the PS4 version. So we've went over the store one more time. We had Randy check a few spots here and there. It looks like we're gonna be walking out of here with 5 of the 10 games today, which is okay because it's unrealistic to expect to find every game you're looking for at a game store or at a game convention. That's just not always gonna happen. So the final stack of games that we got the Evil Within 2, the Xbox One version instead of the PS4 version. We got Earthworm Jim on the Sega Genesis, which was Andy's recommendation. We got Onimusha 2 on the PS2, and we got Split Second and Fallout 3 on the Xbox 360. And that's definitely the total price of all those is definitely gonna come out to under $100. So we're gonna come out pretty good on that. So again, folks, check out the links down below for the YouTube channels for everybody that joined today's video. They all put out awesome content.